I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, yeah, Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build.
Yes, forget all your differences and let we start to build Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. I want to welcome you to the Dynamic Hour. Again, we have a unique opportunity to talk using social media and the radio to connect. I can tell you a lot of rain is falling on my rooftop, and I want to assume many people in Grenada are experiencing the same thing. So it's raining, cat, dog, and everything else in my zone, in my neck of the woods. So you will be hearing in the background that noise. It is rain on my rooftop. I want to start off with some positive news. I did tell you about that $40.6 million investment in the St. David Catholic Secondary School. That's a new school to be built in St. David. Only on yesterday, I think, there was a sod turning ceremony, and I want to feature that briefly. That's what it will look like. And it's completed. It goes on the replay, you're not able to see it. It goes on Facebook and YouTube. You'll be able to see what it would look like. Leave it calculated. That's the 3D image of the St. David Secondary School. So that is what it will look like when it's complete. It's a brand new school for the people of St. David and surrounding areas or parish. I know you have students from St. Andrew who goes to St. David Catholic School. Two students from St. George.
About this or hear this, that you used to go up on Mulholland Drive and park
every night
and visualize seeing yourself as...
Yeah, I would visualize,
This is when you were broke and poor.
Right, having directors interested in me and people that I respected, saying, I like your work or whatever that is, and I would visualize.
Right. So this is what it would look like. All right. So it's a 3D image or video of what the school will look like. So it's $40.6 million. So $40.6 million will be invested in that school, to build that school, the St. David Catholic Secondary School. So jobs will be created for many people in that area. I think it will be constructed at the Malmont area. I think it will be constructed at the Malmont area. So it's really good news for the parish, St. David, because that school really needed to be built. So again, the NDC has prioritized education. You saw the St. Andrew Anglican School. That contract was signed. I think it's about what, $26.5 million. And then we saw the Grenada Christian Academy, $27.4 million. And now the St. David Catholic Secondary. All right. So before the St. David Catholic Secondary, we had the St. Andrew Anglican.
In a historic development, a contract signing ceremony was held on Wednesday at the Ministry of Education for the construction of the new St. Andrew's Anglican Primary School. An over $26 million project was signed with local contractor Creative Design and Building Construction Design Company. The project will be funded by the Caribbean Development Bank through Phase 2 of the Grenada Educational Enhancement Project. During the event, Minister for Education, Honorable David Andrew, acknowledged the challenges faced by the school over the last 2 years and emphasized the importance of delivering a modern, state-of-the-art facility that will serve future generations of students.
This structure is going to be modern. It's going to be 21st century. We are keen that any structure we preside over, the construction of which we preside over at this time and in this period, will be climate compliant, will be climate smart, will be modern. So the lifts you would have, the smart classrooms you will have, the indoor arena as well, a very key and unique feature that you would find to facilitate engagement of students. All of these are elements that I am delighted to have included in the design and in the structure for the new school.
A sword-turning ceremony is scheduled in the coming months at the school's original location in Grenville. Project engineer Tiffany Donald provided a brief overview of the scope of the project and the amenities that will be provided.
It has a modern L-shaped design with a total of 2 floors. The ground floor will house 7 adaptable classrooms for kindergarten and 4 classrooms for primary level, as well as the facilities for admin, tuck shop, and kitchen. The first floor will also have 10 classrooms for the primary level, which will bring us to a total of 21 rooms for teaching. Additionally, the first floor will include a multi-purpose IT room. The lot features...
Right, so that was the Anglican primary school, $26.5 or so million. And then before that, we saw the Grenada Christian Academy. That school, again, being constructed brand new, as we would see, from scratch. So it augurs well for the education system here in Grenada.
Work will begin early in the new year to construct a new building for the Grenada Christian Academy Secondary School. Details in this report by Annette Moore.
Wednesday, November 22nd, marked a historic and positive milestone in the life of the Grenada Christian Academy Secondary School located at Pearl St. Andrew, as the Ministry of Education signed a $27.4 million contract to begin construction of a new school facility during a short ceremony at the ministerial complex in Tantine.
All smiles, man. That's nice, man. I've never seen a happy place like that.
Happy for the new students that are going to experience the building. And like I said before, kind of jealous I didn't get to experience it.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Elvis Marine, spoke on this latest success.
We need everyone on board. So it's good this morning we have procurement, we have MIT with help with the monitoring, we have the contractor, we have the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Infrastructure, who have had excellent relationship for the last few months trying to get things going. Yes, and we look forward to the salt-turning ceremony in maybe a matter of days, or a couple of weeks, maybe to do that, right?
The contractor winning the bid is Key Chinona and Sunrise Construction JV Incorporated.
Right, so that school construction started already. The St. Andrew Anglican Primary School, that sod-turning ceremony gone long, and they've started, and now they're going to start the St. David Catholic Secondary School. It's really, really good. So you're talking about what, 40.6 million. Then you're looking at 26.5 million, 27.6 million. That's a good what? 50 for almost $100 million. Almost $100 million worth of investment in education. It says a lot. It speaks to the government's commitment to educate its people and also to provide conducive environment for education, making sure that the buildings are modern and that it's it suit the purpose for our kids or students. So the NDC administration take a bow. This is really, really good, and I want to applaud the Most Honorable Deacon Mitchell and his administration for seeing education, seeing agriculture, seeing healthcare as very, very important. I played a piece for you regarding the new hospital, and it says a lot about this administration focusing on healthcare, focusing on agriculture, focusing on education. The NNP before, the NNP was what about a piece of road or a piece of drain or something like that, and their supporters will say, well, they're doing a lot and they're doing X and they're doing Y. But you see, this government is focused on education, focus on healthcare, focus on agriculture. That's the way to go.
Hello, I'm Andrea St. Bernard, project sponsor for Project Polaris, the government of Grenada's bold initiative to reimagine healthcare for all Grenadians. I'm standing here in Hope Vale, the future home of our new, smart, climate-resilient teaching hospital and the heart of the upcoming 84-acre Hope Vale Medical City. Since starting this project, we have made tremendous strides. We've secured the land, completed technical assessments, engaged stakeholders, and laid the foundation for a modern healthcare system that will serve Grenadians for the next 50 years and beyond. In May 2025, we signed a landmark collaboration agreement with Mount Sinai Health Systems, one of the world's leading academic medical institutions based in New York, USA. Through this collaboration, our new hospital will be affiliated with Mount Sinai, helping us to achieve global best practices and paving the way towards achieving international accreditation. Our collaboration with Mount Sinai is already delivering results. Since late 2024, Mount Sinai experts have been working hand in hand with the staff at the General Hospital on 11 high-impact work streams, from quality improvement and infection control to OBGYN, nursing, and culture change. It's not just training, it's healthcare transformation happening now. We've also engaged leaders across Grenada's healthcare and government systems. And we've welcomed input from citizens across the country in town halls like the one recently held in St. Mark's. Your feedback, your ideas, they're helping shape this new system. So what's next? In the coming months, we will finalize the hospital architectural design, secure our construction partners, and advance plans for the operation of the new hospital. In early 2026, we will break ground right here. This is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to build a world-class facility, invest in our people, and deliver healthcare for Grenadians by Grenadians. Thank you for joining us on this journey.
Yes, so the government has prioritized healthcare. So the new hospital facility, you have a number of new schools being constructed. Then you see a lot of focus on agriculture. Only recently we saw two vehicles, a couple bikes and so on, handed over to the Praedial larceny task force. They're doing a fantastic job there.
In a move to strengthen the fight against Praedial larceny and protect the livelihood of local farmers, the government of Grenada handed over 2 4x4 vehicles and 6 motorbikes to the Praedial larceny task force on Thursday. The handover, led by Minister for Agriculture Honorable Lennox Andrews, is intended to enhance the operations of 44 newly trained Praedial larceny prevention officers who recently completed a 6-week training program under the Royal Grenada Police Force. The minister believes that this contribution will greatly enhance the work of the task force so they can respond to reports of Praedial larceny in a timely manner.
As you can see, we are very much equipped this morning. We have our staff. Most of them are in a proper outfit, ready to go. And we are going to hand over the keys for 2 vehicles and 3 motorbikes to the head of the Praedial larceny unit so that we are in this way demonstrating our seriousness and our approach towards solving this problem of Praedial larceny in our country.
Inspector Dominic Daniel received the keys on behalf of the officers and expressed thanks on behalf of the unit and believes the vehicles will lead to increased farm visits and regular patrols.
On behalf of the Praedial larceny unit, I must express our gratitude and to say thanks to you and the ministry for providing to the unit these necessary resources. These vehicles, I must say, will contribute greatly in enhancing our efforts in operating the way that we need to. It will definitely allow us to do the necessary patrols that we ought to do, to visit the farms as often as we need to, and to respond to reports on a timely manner.
One member of the task force, Empress Lawrence, highlighted the training they received and expressed confidence in the team's ability to combat the scourge of Praedial larceny.
My name is Empress Lawrence. I am currently a member of the Praedial larceny task force officer. The training has been remarkable. We have done tremendous work within the month or so that we have been deployed into the fields. We did a lot of patrols, we met with a lot of farmers, we did a lot of vending patrols as well, and the feedback is really remarkable. So we just want to let you all know that we are out here and we are ready to get the work done. As you can see, we just get some transportation that's going to help us to get out there and attend to the report.
Yes. Thank you very much, Empress. The NDC administration is not whooping. They're operating surgically, they're operating calculatively, they're operating with a plan. And that is important. They're operating with a plan. The NDC told all of us that they will prioritize healthcare, they will prioritize education, they will prioritize agriculture. So they are not abandoning tourism. They're not abandoning human resource development. They're not abandoning the physical aspect of things, right? They're not abandoning all of those things. But the focus is on education. The focus is on healthcare. The focus is on agriculture. And I love that. I really do. And I want to commend the government again, because you remember the hospital, they met the hospital without a modern kitchen. You can imagine that? Without a modern kitchen. The NDC administration make sure that there is a modern kitchen at the hospital.
The state-of-the-art kitchen at the General Hospital, which had been closed for a couple of years for major upgrades, is now fully operational with modern equipment, improved food safety systems, and expanded meal preparation capabilities. The upgraded facility includes enhanced refrigeration and storage units and energy-efficient cooking stations. Hospital administrators say the revamped kitchen will ensure patients received fresh, nutritious, and tailored meals, an essential element of recovery and overall health outcomes. Minister for Health, Honorable Philip Telesford, emphasized the government's commitment to investing in healthcare infrastructure that directly benefits patients.
So this is our opportunity to utilize the equipment, the environment, the human resources available to us, and the ingredients to deliver healing properties to the patients. We are on a mission to transform healthcare in Grenada. And the opening of this kitchen today is part of this mission, outfitting it with the best available equipment, creating the right environment for you, the staff, to work, is part of that mission.
Acting Director of Hospital Services, Hannah St. Paul, emphasized the importance of this interrogation.
We all know that good nutrition is a vital component of our healthcare, and this kitchen stands as a beacon of our dedication to that important principle. We are embarking on a new chapter filled with opportunities to nourish our patients, support our staff, and enhance the overall healing experience for our patients.
Yes, so you realize the NDC is operating with a plan. And that's the message I want to send home this morning. The NDC is not guessing this, right? The relationship with Mount Sinai Hospital, and I've played that piece with Dr. Noel, such a brilliant piece speaking about the changes, the improvement that they're seeing at the hospital. Because you see, it's easy to complain, it's easy to blame, it's easy to grind and groan. It's easy to do those things, right? Hey, baby.
My name is Dr. Abigail Noel, and I am the head of department at the Accident and Emergency Department, also known as Casualty. As head of department, I am responsible for coordination, and I'm also responsible for training of staff. Training of staff is to enhance our staff, not just in the medical, but also in personal well-being. We have been working along with Mount Sinai since November, and in that time, we have had such a great experience with the Mount Sinai team. One thing I love about Mount Sinai is their spirit of collaboration. They came in with ideas that we were able to discuss, and we were able to implement them. There are so many processes that they have implemented here, especially in the emergency department, that have transformed our department in real time. One of the things that I would mention is the implementation of ID bands for every patient that comes through the emergency department. So once you get in here, once you're triaged by the triage nurse at the front, you receive an identification band. And as we can imagine, that has decreased patient errors, have decreased errors in identification of patients. Because here in the emergency department, not everyone comes in able to talk or able to give information. So having an identification band on each patient has really helped us improve patient care and decrease errors. Another process that they have implemented is defibrillators on every ward, including the emergency department. Defibrillators basically are those machines that you would see on TV where they shock people. We have those on every ward. We have also started training staff in how to adequately utilize these machines. Thus far, 128 staff members have been trained in defibrillator use, and this includes Grenada and Carriacou. Mount Sinai has implemented a huddle system. It is a system that I have had experience in because I had experience working with Mount Sinai in Guyana. The huddle system is basically a small meeting, like a 15-minute meeting with all team members. And when I say all team members, I mean security guards, receptionists, maids, nurses, doctors, everyone who is on duty in the department at the time, drivers, very important. They come in for a mini 15-minute check-in where we discuss any issues to patient flow from the prior shift, and also not just issues, but also compliments, great things that happened on the shift. One of the advantages of huddle that I have seen in our department is that it improves communication between staff members as well as with patients. And also staff members have a sense of confidence. They feel seen, they feel heard, and they understand that their role is important. This transformation means everything to the emergency department and by extension, the health system. They are giving us the tools and the knowledge so that we can accelerate, that we can fix our problems, and then the systemic issues, they would be resolved over time. But we are resolving our issues internally, and I've seen a
and that is what is important, over time, step by step by step. All right, Zoe, Zozo, close. Go on your tablet and close. Go on your come, please. All right.
great improvement, especially in the emergency department, and I expect that we are going to improve even more, and I'm very excited about that.
Yes, and that is what is important. Very, very important. Step by step by step. You see, it is very easy to condemn. It is very easy to criticize. It is very easy to talk the negative stuff, the bad stuff. But when it comes to the development of the country, it requires positivity. Zoe, stop that this morning, please, please, please. All right, so it requires positivity.
And onward to progress we surely will. Because now more than ever we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. So much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out. Cause you know as well as I do, the only way is put in more effort and less play. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us go hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together.
Yes, Zoe, it's summertime, folks. It's summertime, so they're home, and Zoe would never stop give a little trouble every now and then, right? So you have to bear with me and Zoe, All right. So yeah, so I was saying it's a planned thing. The relationship with Mount Sinai, the improvements we are seeing at the hospital, the improvements we are seeing at the clinics. Remember, the NDC administration invested a significant amount of money in renovating, upgrading those facilities. We saw the visit by our cabinet, by our beloved Prime Minister and his team. They visited many of the clinics, in recent times, and you look at the condition of the clinics, and you kind of wonder, right? Kind of wonder what the NDC administration, met and what they have to do, and you kind of say to yourself, but the NNP been there so long, what have they done during that period of time? Because you see, the NNP, they were never about maintaining anything. They are not interested in that maintenance. Remember the visits?
We are at the Sutters Medical, I will use the word complex because we've got the environmental health, we've got the main medical station, we've got the nurses' quarters, and what used to be the maternity ward. This is the one of the stops that we are making today at visiting all of the medical stations, or some of the medical stations in St. Andrew and St. Patrick and St. David. The intention is to make sure that we can quickly ramp up repair, renovation and improvement work on these clinics that we're visiting. We came ourselves to see the condition that the nurses, our citizens, the patients, doctors are working in. The aim is to make sure that under the various projects that we have, we can galvanize action quickly to start the renovation and improvement of these various sites.
Myself, Prime Minister, Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, and members of the senior management team at the Ministry of Health, just visiting various health centers and medical stations around the country. We have 36 such centers around the country, and we basically want to get a first-hand understanding of what is laid up for us in terms of the work to be done. This is one of the steps taken alongside a larger agenda of transforming healthcare in Grenada, and in particular looking at how we can strengthen primary healthcare, because it is necessary for us to ensure that the centers around the country are fit for use. What we've recognized based on the centers that we visited this morning, some are closed, some have been abandoned because of years of depreciation without repairs, without renovations. And so we have, in some cases, to do complete demolition and rebuild. Most of the centers need very, very significant repairs, renovations, as the case may be.
Today as MIT, we are here with the Ministry of Infrastructure and the Ministry of Health. And the aim today is to really work along with the two ministries to see how we can refurbish our medical centers, bring them up to speed and up to mark so that we can benefit or serve the people of our communities in a better manner.
My name is Kevin Blash and I'm the Chief Technical Officer of the Ministry of Infrastructure. We're here today making several visits with the Ministry of Health to be able to support them in improving the quality of primary healthcare facilities here in Grenada. Today is just a day for preliminary assessments, and we will do some more detailed assessments in the coming weeks just to be able to undertake the necessary works to upgrade all of the facilities we have in consideration.
Folks, you underestimate the amount of work the NDC administration has to do to get Grenada where it's supposed to be. You're looking at some of the buildings used as clinics, medical stations, and so on. I mean, it's in a really dilapidated, rundown, deplorable, terrible, bad state. And that is what the NDC met. The NDC came into power and they met these things there because the NNP never prioritized healthcare. They never saw healthcare as important. They just left everything to run down. Now the NDC has to come step by step and fix all of these things. It will take some time. And that is why you have to kind of bear with the government and support the government every step of the way so that they would fulfill that mission. And you have to pray for them because they need the strength. Because you see, Grenadians love to condemn, they love to criticize, particularly the NNP supporters. They could see nothing good in anything. All they do is criticize, condemn, complain. You hear them talking about government this and government that. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, when you get down to the basics, when you get down to the ground and you see what's going down, it's not easy. You see the police, for example, the NDC had to come and fix, police stations and fix, get them a police headquarters and give them their pay and grade and that kind of thing. Is the NDC. NDC always has to come in and fix all the mess, right? And some people still cannot acknowledge that, but we have to call it out. They have been doing a fantastic job. The pay and grade for years. They've been at it. The police begging for better salaries, better wages. The NDC administration had to come and give them.
The government of Grenada is pleased to announce the resolution of the long-standing and painful issue of the pay and grade adjustments for the hard-working men and women of the Royal Grenada Police Force. This adjustment was made effective on January 1st, 2025. Today, the men and women of the Royal Grenada Police Force are happy because they have received their retroactive payment as of May 31st, 2025.
It is an absolute pleasure to be standing here today to speak of some of the accomplishments of the Royal Grenada Police Force, especially having assumed the office of Commissioner of Police. The much anticipated pay and grade adjustments for police officers has been an ongoing battle over the years, dating back as far as 1995. We have had senior officers, much of whom are now in retirement, fighting and charting the way forward for this increase. Today, we have accomplished this necessary adjustment in our salaries. We are proud as an organization moving forward, incrementally achieving those many setbacks which we have experienced in the past. We are moving forward in not just making the necessary pay and grade adjustments, but in infrastructure, in technology, and all other aspects, including the capacity building of each and every police officer going forward. So it's a very good day for police officers in Grenada. The pay and grade adjustments have been finally realized and the necessary retroactive payments have already started.
Yeah, that's a plus. The Commissioner of Police, Rondi Connaught, I mean, he's happy because I know he has been fighting for that pay and grade for officers for years. He has led that mission to get that pay and grade for the workers. Pay and grade, it's simple. Getting more money, right? That's what it is. Giving them more money. You talking about a constable, the lowest rank, getting $700+ more on a monthly salary or fortnightly salary when you put it together. It's a month, but it's bi-monthly. You cut it in two. So you're talking about an increase of $710 or so on their salary. And then you go up corporal, sergeants, and it's something that they have to be reminded about, because people can easily forget what they were experiencing, where they were, and where they are now, and the struggles, the pain, the agony to get to this point. It was not easy. It feels that way now, it looks that way now, but you speak to senior members of the RGPF or those who retired, who never enjoyed that, who never got that. You speak to them. They were fighting for that for years. So you saw the police headquarters, that was done by the NDC administration, renovations to a number of police stations, the pay and grade, more training for police officers. I mean, the police officers, they're having a very, very, very good time under this administration. And historically, you hear people saying, well, the police officers, they tend to support NNP. But if you look back and you say, but wait, if that is the case, what has the NNP done in a genuine and serious way for police officers? That's a very important question. If you claim, because a number of NNP would say, well, the police, historically, they would vote for NNP, they would support NNP. But you ask them, what has NNP done for you over the many years? You ask nurses also, nurses and doctors, they're enjoying a better salary. The nurses, $500 more on their salary. The doctors, $1,000 more on their salary. So things are happening for our public officers. Things are happening for our people. The NDC administration, they are not whooping. They are doing this thing with a plan. It was a campaign promise that cannabis will be legalized, but they're doing it in phases. Right now, they're looking at decriminalizing it first as a trial run, which is very important. So you're not going into legalizing it up front like now, right? So they're moving to decriminalize it first, and then over a period of time they will legalize. There will be conditions,
but we also have to respect adults' choice. And if a 21-year-old decides he wants to smoke marijuana in the privacy of his home, I don't see why the police should be asked to unlock him up. There are more instances where people fight and chop one over rum and all these kinds of things than ever before.
Prime Minister of Grenada, speaking on the decriminalization of cannabis, says decriminalization should not be the only way to address cannabis in Grenada, as he addressed the crowd at the National Town Hall meeting in St. Patrick on Wednesday. Prime Minister Mitchell states marijuana is a plant that has been demonized, and the proper education and awareness on cannabis must be addressed.
We have to sometimes separate our own moral view of the rightness or wrongness of an individual act as against making public policy. The job of the government is to make public policy. The question is, what is the public harm that we are trying to protect? And is criminalization the only way to address that? In our view, it is not. Because as you just pointed out, it isn't stopping the 8-year-old from smoking if his social conditions, and if the parents don't have the parenting skill or the ability to educate him to prevent him from using marijuana. That's the reality. And whether he's 8 or 18 or 25 or 30, that's the truth. So I'm just saying I don't want us to sensationalize the issue. We need to look at the facts. We need to look at the history behind some of those things. We need to look at the risk, nutmeg could make you get high too,
Prime Minister Mitchell says we must not sensationalize the issue surrounding cannabis, but instead seek the facts regarding the benefits of the herb.
So I am not supporting the use of marijuana for recreational purposes any more than I support the drinking of alcohol for recreational purposes. But I'm saying as a public policy, marijuana is a plant, first and foremost, that has been demonized to suit whatever purposes they wanted to suit 100 or 50 years ago. Like any plant that has properties that could make you hallucinate or make you get high, if it is not regulated, if we don't educate people about it, making it criminal is not going to stop people from using it.
He explained that the government of Grenada will take a prudent and responsible approach in the decriminalization process of cannabis.
We welcome the emphasis on God and we welcome the emphasis on spirituality. But let's be careful. The government can't do the church's job. The churches need to do the church's job, right? And so when I hear you say the Ministry of Ecclesiastical Affairs have to lead the way, I was hoping you would say the churches would lead the way on spirituality and godliness, and you'd ask us, the government, to follow. Also, with all of the challenges that law enforcement have, do we really want police officers running on a man over one or two spliff and shooting him and then arresting him and dragging him when there are more serious criminal matters that has to be addressed? And the police. So we also have to decide how best can we use the police resources.
This discussion is amidst the government's direction to table the Drug Abuse Prevention and Control Amendment Bill in keeping with its deadline of July 2025. The bill seeks to decriminalize the use and possession of cannabis for medicinal, therapeutic, scientific, and religious sacramental purposes, to depenalize the possession of cannabis in small quantities, and to establish a fixed penalty regime for offenders who exceed the recommended amendment guidelines. Cabinet recently engaged members of the Cannabis Working Committee, sifting through various aspects of the legislative and policy reform of the proposed bill to ensure that every recommendation falls in line with international guidelines, as well as debating the merits and demerits of the new step forward.
Yes, I think that's a really, really good move by the government, because that's a campaign promise. The promise itself was to legalize cannabis, but they are doing so incrementally. They're doing so matriculatively, step by step by step. So the first step is to decriminalize, also to educate people, because there are so many young people, right, whose reputation, because of two spliff or three, they record, not reputation, but they record the criminal record. It's there with them. They have a criminal record for cannabis, for two spliffs or whatever, and they would find it difficult to get a job, find it difficult to travel, find it difficult to do so many things. So that needs to be expunged, needs to be clean. They need to get a new slate. Right, and I love what our beloved Prime Minister said. They made people believe that this herb is so bad that alcohol is better than it. Nope. You have more crimes being committed and people being destroyed by alcohol than cannabis. We got to be real. We got to face it. Right. So it's a really good move, and I love the fact that they are fulfilling the promises made during the campaign, step by step by step. We know you're not going to just legalize it like this, although there are some people who would love to see that. But it's being decriminalized, and step by step, they're getting there. So kudos to the government. Keep doing what you're doing. Step by step by step, we're going to get there. We have to educate our people. There are some people who need more education on the whole thing, because there are still some people who believe that this thing is so bad. But mind you, they would see young people drinking alcohol, right, falling down by the side of the road, all kind of things like that, and they have no problem with that. No. In fact, some of them selling the alcohol for these young people. But when it comes to cannabis, man, they believe that the thing is so bad. But with everything, we have to educate our people. Education is key. All right? So when you educate our people, the understanding, their view of the thing might be different over time. Everybody wouldn't be happy if it's legalized or decriminalized. But at least our young men, you would not be seeing them in court for 5 spliff or 3 spliff or some ganja tree behind your house or something of that sort. Of course, there will be conditions. They may say, well, you're allowed to 2 plants or tree plants, you're allowed to, a pound, or half pound, or whatever. There will be conditions. No smoking in public. That would be great, right? I would love to see that. You go in your house, there are people who smoke and who use cannabis, and you don't even know. They go in their house and they do their thing. They go privately and they do their stuff. You don't have to be all around on the street and smoking and puffing, smoking people's face and so on. You don't need to do that. All right? And they need to ban the thing. No smoking of cigarette, no smoking of all of these things in public. Go in your house and smoke and do your thing. Nothing wrong with that. Or you have designated places where you can smoke your weed, or you can use your weed and your whatever. Right? I have no problem with that. You go in your house and do your thing, or go in some designated area and do your thing. It is what it is. All right. So I love the fact that the NDC is living up to the promises. Government, we've seen moves. I think sometime in July this month they would table that bill, and it would go through the Senate, the upper and the lower house, and we're gonna see where it goes from here. All right, we trust our beloved Prime Minister. He has the wisdom, he has the intelligence, and we're going with him. All right, folks, I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget Summer in the Park. Remember Summer in the Park, the NDC chapter. They're having that event, a family fun day. Remember that it's coming up on the 27th. On the 27th of July, starting at 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Again, the location, Seaview Park, Brooklyn, New York, between Skidmore Avenue, and you're going to come, Suzu. Come. You're going to get your report card? Yes. Hey, you're looking nice. All right. Let me bring, you're a fan. You're a lot of fans out there, watch. So you're going to get a report card. See, bye. Bye. All right. Nice. Have a nice day. That's lovely. Where your sister? Okay. Oh, outside. Okay. All right. Yes, I was saying to you that the so between Skidmore Avenue and East 91st Street. So don't forget that. Free dental giveaways, music. The vibes go nice. All right? The vibes go nice. So please support, be a part of this family fun day. Folks, I want to wish you all the best. Take good care and have a wonderful